In the last couple of videos, we've looked at a couple different strategies for creating fully functional websites, shall we say, using free plugins for Elementor. And these are themeless ones, meaning we're not using big commercial themes. But instead, what we're going to look at in this video is using Elementor Pro in order to do it. So the first thing that we need to do is install the Elementor Pro plugin. And unfortunately, I can't share this for people for free, but you have to buy a license to it. But it totally is worth it because it is pretty darn amazing. Now I'm going to deactivate the other stuff that I've done. Let's see, I had that header footer builder that I needed. And then also I'm going to install yet another theme. This time I'm going to install the simple theme. And I want to show you the difference between the simple theme and the other ones. So the simple theme is very much like that index-only theme. The only difference is that I took the code from the header and the footer section and I put them into the header.php and the footer.php files. So that is the only difference between the index only and then this very simple theme specifically for using simple builders like this. Now you'll notice I don't have anything in here at all. And by the way, since we are now hijacking the header, it is important for us to put our CSS back into the top, into the customize. Now, I'm going to go and use the Pro version of Elementor to get started. So I'm going to go over to Theme Builder. I already have some that I started playing with, so I can actually go ahead and delete these because I don't need them anymore. And I'm going to create my new header. So we want to choose a header type, and I'm going to call this header new one. Create a template. And because we are in the professional version, we can now install some of these already built headers. So I could take one, insert it, and it doesn't matter which one you use, in my opinion, for this. But you'll see now I've got a header at the top with all the full functionality of Elementor Pro. And I can now publish this, and I can add the condition that this is going to be used throughout the entire site. Now, this is very similar to that header footer builder, but certainly is way more complex because you can tell it to load on only specific pages or all sorts of stuff. And it's usually more like an element is only going to show at certain times. So now that I've got that header done, I'm going to go ahead and publish that, and let's go back and view our page or view our site. Now you'll see we have a fully functional page at this point. Now I'm going to go over to the blog page because you can see that this blog page is still being a problem. So I'm going to edit this by going back to my appearance, let's see, templates, theme builder, and this is going to be an archive is what that is. That's called our blog archive. So I'm going to call that blog, and I'm going to call it blog archive. So I'll create the template. You'll see that there are some archives that I can use. So I'll go ahead and grab one of these and insert it. I'm not really caring at all about what any of this looks like. But we'll show you what's kind of going up here. The first thing that we have is our archive title. Then right here we have, looks like just a little bit of title underneath, but we could get rid of that if we didn't like it. Now you can see here I'm using my archive posts module, and it has whether or not I'm in cards or classic. So I've got a few different ways I can do it. I can even do full content, but I'm going to use the cards and just leave it like that. Now you'll see that most of them have an image except for the hello world. What I could do is choose what type of query I'm using. So let's see, layout, categories. So I'm going to use categories. Oh, that's the categories is what's showing up here instead of my tags. I guess I don't see much about the query that's in there. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just going to publish it, add the condition that says it's good for all archives, and now I can go and look at that page. Now you'll see when I go to the news page, I have exactly what I was looking for. Oh, there we go. I've got the news page. You can see that I have the archive. Now if I went to a single one, now what I'd like is to style this single one. So I go back to my templates, theme builder, and this time I'm going to do a single. So I'm going to do add single, and this is going to be a single post, and I'll call this single post version 1. And since that's the same style, I'll go ahead and insert that one. It looks the same as the other one. But take a look at what we've got here. Now it's going to bring in the post title at the top. And by the way, these are dynamic fields that can be used. Right there, you can see hello world. It's just not styled very well. We could also do a header, rather, and then we could take the tag inside, and that could be the post title. So there is another way to do that. You can use either the post title module, or you can just do a heading module where it uses the post title as the content. So this is really cool dynamic stuff. So that being said, real quick, I also have another way that could be used. If you remember a little bit earlier in the tutorials here, let me not do that. Earlier in the tutorials, I did some functions. And one of those functions that I did is getting the title of a page. And so you can hear my page title is actually, or page title, sorry, is a custom shortcode that I created. And so if you're using the free version, you can do a little bit by my page title. There it is. And then putting in that shortcode. And then I'm going to publish that. Let me see if I just view it. If I see the preview of this. Oh, preview. Yeah, something's happening there. So I'm not going to worry about that. Anyway, dynamic data is what's really, really cool about this. And you can see I've got metadata with the author and the date. This is going to be the featured image. This right here is going to be the post excerpt or the post content. Let's see. I want post content. Delete. Post content is what I want. There we go. Post content. I'll update this. And let's view the page. And now if I go to my blog, oops, and I'll go to one that's a little bit better, like Batman Ipsum, you'll see it's got all of that content showing. And it's even got the share the post and newsletter and all sorts of stuff. And I've got previous and next. This is a really robust way of doing a website. And what's great about learning how to use the theme builder, if I come back to that theme builder right here, is that all you have to do is pay attention to all those different settings. Is it a header or a footer? Is it a single page or post? And then when you come into these, so for example, I'm going to go to my single one. That's a single post. I actually have the ability to edit this. So I might say that this is an Ipsum only. I'm going to update that. And I'm going to edit that right now. And inside my display conditions, I can now say that this will only work for Ipsums. Oh, let's see, post, category, Ipsums. What's great about that now is that if I go back to my blog, you'll see the hello world is not using that one, but the other ones, which are Ipsums, are using that one. So this way you could have a different blog style for a news post versus some other category in events or something like that. Elementor Pro is an extremely rich builder, and this is just a quick little introduction, I know, but I wanted to show you how powerful it can be to design full websites in here, because it gives you access to the entire template hierarchy of WordPress, all within the builder itself. So if you have any questions, of course, ask me, and you can find lots of different tutorials on how to use the features of this even more than I've shown you. This is just an introduction. Go out and create some cool websites.